Hey, my lovelies. So today it was one of those record a video type of days. Um, yeah, so let's just get into it. Okay. So today I woke up with an energy that was very much like, let's talk to the people today. And I haven't done a reading in a while. So I don't do have a reading in a while. I do a Patreon every Sunday. I get first access to the videos on YouTube. We have an audio book club in there. But today it was very much like, yeah, there's a message for the people today. So I'm gonna honor that and let's see what it's all about. So, ooh, okay. So we have happy family. Okay, it's wonderful energy. Oh, happy family, angel of strength, and the thinking man. And at the bottom of the deck, we have attachment. Okay. So to me, it feels as though there is an energy where that's what we're vibing on. We want the family to be well. We want things to happen nicely. We want things to be level. We are utilizing the angel of strength, or what is being told to us is to utilize the angel of strength in order to get through situations. We've got attachment here. So there might be attachment to this idea of a happy family, because what I'm feeling is for some of you, this is not what's going on. For some of you, there is the happy family vibe is a want and a need and a huge desire. But what divine is saying is focus on just giving love, focus on um, forward movement, be focused on self-care, be focused on strengthening your ability to move and your ability to keep 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 going with what you're doing. Don't be so attached. Okay, don't be so attached to this idea of happy families, because ultimately at some point we all have to be comfortable with what it is that the divine has set out for our journey. Now, for those who are experiencing a happy family and things seem to be calm after a time of an attachment, a time where people weren't being themselves, someone was wearing a mask, there was people who felt like they weren't being able to be trusted. There were issues about whether or not someone was working brain, whether they were being honest in a situation. So it feels like there's been some heart to heart, there's been some real conversation. You know, there's been an energy where we really had to dig in and really utilize the strength of mental fortitude, the strength of our love, you know, the strength of the love of your family and the want. But I feel like there's been a huge attachment to that. I want to find out what's going on with this family situation here. You want to tell me about the family. Where's happy family here? What is going on? And I feel as though what's been happening is just the need and the desire has been very, very great. And I think divine is just saying, you know, okay, see, look, Eight of Cups. Okay. I think for some of you, you're walking away from overly trying to force the issue, trying to be the one that is the peacemaker, trying to be the one who is constantly setting up family meetings and family outings and events. And I think for some of you, you're walking away from this attachment, this desire to want to force the issue almost. It's almost like forcing the issue. I think for some of you, it's like, look, I'm not going to force it. This doesn't mean that I no longer want to be a part of the situation. It doesn't mean that I don't want the best, but however, I'm going to let go and walk away from this attachment to the outcome. I'm not going to keep suppressing my feelings, suppressing the things that I want, my desires, my hopes, and my fears, by just keep trying to um, be the one that keeps this relationship afloat. So there is definitely an energy of someone walking away. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So we know that there is something going to change. There is a change. There is an ending of a cycle happening. So I think if you have been the person who the family leans on a lot, you are the person that someone calls, you are the one that is the fixer, you are the one who is trying to be the peacemaker, the one in the middle all the time. I feel as though you taking a stand and letting go of this attachment to being that person, to having to be the peacemaker, to having to, you know, continually um, be the person whose energy is being drawn out by trying to keep this family afloat. I think the change, the change is happening because I think those around you, once they see that you aren't going to be the forerunner and you're not going to be at the forefront, it will allow some other people to come to the forefront. It will allow some other family members to shift their energy and maybe come into balance with somebody else, because there's definitely a conflict that I feel. And also for those again who are having a good time and who are finally feeling like, yeah, we've got to a good place, of walking away from some of the old feelings as they crop up. You know, as this cycle is turning out, there is still an energy of um, the pain that was happening before, the time where there wasn't support. So I just want to go into the Eight of Cups again. So walking away from these emotions, the need, the attachment to the outcome. Just want to see what's going on with this Eight of Cups situation. Yeah, you see, competition, um, yeah, competition, fights, disagreements. Yeah, I think that's what you're walking away from. You're walking away from the beef. You're walking away from that idea that you have to be the peacemaker, or the idea that there is a need to fight for this relationship. I think there is an energy where we say, oh, we're going to fight for this, we're going to fight for that. It's very harsh energy. You know, your best bet is to to give love and to seek for peace, but to fight for something sometimes can be quite a heavy energy and can be very, very draining. So know that for some of you, you aren't willing to keep battling that particular family member. You're not willing to keep battling against, you know, the competition and battling against those who seek to bring you down in some way, or seek to be in competition or in opposition of you. And maybe not you, maybe you are just on the outside, but you are walking away from this dynamic, this attachment to having to be the person. Yeah, see, you're walking away from this, you're walking away from the conflict, right? But for some of you, you have already walked away from this conflict and things seem much more happier. Things have changed. There's been a changing of a cycle. So for some of you, this is what you experienced. Maybe there was a length of time that you were away from the family. You needed to take a break. You needed time for self-care. You needed time to look after yourself. And you knew that you would not be able to heal or to get the things done that you would like, still being in that environment. Okay. So let's look at this change, Wheel of Fortune. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you see, I think things, again, we've had things that have really gone to pot. I think the old ideals have been broken down. I think there's been a change in possibly um, I think maybe the conflicts to do with a change in someone deciding that they're not feeling the same thing in regards to religion, spiritual practices, and I think this could be what it is that made the tower fall. This is what created the issue in the first place. There was a difference of opinion, a difference of beliefs, and there needed to be this breaking down so that someone could finally feel free to walk away from feeling guilty that they had to keep fighting and trying to prove themselves worthy of love and affection because they see things differently, because they have gone against the status quo, that they have gone against what they what everybody else is doing is kind of what I'm getting here. So I feel as though there has been a change. And I think for some of you, it's been a wonderful change because what has actually happened is that some of your family members have, we see we've got some of those who have ostracized you and maybe their viewpoints won't change. And that's the reason why you know that you have to walk away. You had to walk away in order for you to be okay because you knew that you have to keep being in opposition. You kept having to defend yourself, defend your beliefs, defend your viewpoints. And for some of you, it's been this kind of energy that it's like, now that I've walked away, now that I haven't felt like I need to appease anyone, there's been great changes. There's been great changes. And actually, the falling out was actually a good thing. There was a need for that separation. There was a need for the truth to be had. There was a need for things to be different, and I like that. And let's see what's going on at the bottom of the deck here. Nine of Wands. Yeah, you see, it was difficult. You was holding up a lot. You had a lot on your back. There was a lot of stress and anxiety, and it's hard work having to rally everyone around. It's hard work to try to defend yourself, try to keep going in the face of feeling knocked down emotionally and mentally, because this is like being drained. This is like Nine of Wands. We've worked, we've done so much, there's so much stuff that has happened, that has taken place, and rest is on its way, but we haven't quite got there yet. I'm taking a break for a second. I need to catch my breath, having to fight against and having to defend myself and having to manage life as well as conflict with family has caused a lot of discomfort and a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. So I can understand what that energy definitely is. So looking into this Angel of Strength energy almost feels, again, that's what's had to be digged into in order to have this happy family, or in order to be happy enough to walk away from the family, or the fact that the tower fell down and that you had to that the tower fell down and relationships and things have changed, that I feel as though this Angel of Strength is what you needed. I think the Angel of Strength has been definitely your support system throughout this time. I think you've had to really dig deep, especially when we're thinking about this tiredness, this, the fact that you've had to keep going in the midst of madness and in the midst of uncertainty. Talk more about this Angel of Strength, please. Tell me about this Angel of Strength, please. Angel of Strength. And we're thankful for the support, be thankful for your spirit team. See, Ten of Cups. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, you've really had to dig deep for this Ten of Cups for you to feel as though everything has worked out. Okay, so again, sometimes we may be frightened of the towers. We might be frightened of the relationships that have broken down. We may be frightened of the fact that there have been issues and that people had to have walked away from one another. But I feel as though sometimes having to stand up for yourself and walk away from what's not serving and what's not making you feel good. So, in order for you to heal, for you to gain the much needed strength, the much needed strength to keep going, I feel as though this is what's brought about this Ten of Cups energy. And there is a wonderful energy here. It's almost like we finally got here after everything that we've had to go through. And I know for some, it's felt like a waste, and it's felt like, did we really need to go through all of that? And for some of you, yes, it's necessary. It had been necessary. For those who are actively going through this right now, um, yeah, the strength is there. There is strength in the unit. This is happy families. This is comfortability. This is harmony. This is love. This is togetherness. This is contentment. So when you see the Ten of Cups, it's like raw family life, personal life. I'm feeling good. Things are happening at the right rate for me. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. What else have we got here? The Fool. I think it's taken a lot for you to definitely have a leap of faith and having to just be like, regardless of what's going to happen, I need to look after me. I need to look after mine. And sometimes that means stepping into the unknown. That means going it alone. And I think you've had to really dig deep. You've had to do a lot of soul searching. And I think Divine and your spirit team is going to keep putting you in situations where you have to trust that all will be well, that you put your faith in your spirit team and in the Most High. Put your faith in, put your faith in the Most High. Put your faith in the fact that regardless of what the outcome's going to be, it's going to be right for me. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to be strengthened. I'm going to be fortified by this. Again, the angel of strength, fortifying your resolve, fortifying your mental fortitude, fortifying the strength that you need in order to fight through the anxiety and the worry and the stress, you know? And it's great to see that here, because at the end of the day, it's basically just an energy that's showing that you've had to really dig deep, but good things are on the horizon. If you are at this stage where the happy family situation isn't so, and you are still in this space where you have walked away and you don't know what it's going to look like because you've had enough of the competition and you've had enough of the bickering and the backbiting, know that things will change. Know that this situation has happened for a reason. There will definitely be a change on the horizon with this Wheel of Fortune. As you can see, it's just going to take a little bit of energy. It's going to take for you to dig a bit more deeper and for you to ask yourself some fundamental questions and for you to be very honest about the part that you play in this. And for some of you, that's what's going to really take a lot of strength. It's for you to decide, am I really an innocent party here? What have I contributed to this negative space? And then you're just going to have to take a leap of faith into the healing and into the exploration and into the honesty of where you are at. But I think for those who have already done this, it's really, really been you're reaping the results now. For some of you who have already done this, you're reaping the results right now with this Ten of Cups energy. But I think for some of you, you are still needing to take a leap of faith. You are still yet to jump into the unknown. You are still yet to step outside of the comfort zone of appeasing people. You still yet to see what it looks like going it alone. So I know it can be very frightening to have to go it alone. And this day and time, many people are definitely going no contact with family. Um, a lot of people are, oh, if they're not, if their energy ain't right, or if I don't feel right around them, then I'm not going to be around them. And that comes with its pros and cons, because we are all really meant to be, the strength of our the strength comes from our alliances and comes from the love that we have and our attachments and our love. But also, it can be very diminishing if it's not the right type of energy. But there is ways and means for reconciliation. There is sometimes a need for separation, for people to grow, for people to get to a stage where they have um, understood their role in situations, or understood why people were where they were, why they were where they were, and what was actually driving that energy, what was really at the forefront of this um, conflict. Why were we beefing? What was it all about? And was my stance really worth having things go to shit, really break down? Is it was it really necessary? Was it really worth it in the end? um and again, for some of you, it doesn't feel worth it. You haven't took that leap of faith. You're still appeasing people, and that's why the angel of strength is saying utilize the strength and utilize your faith to know that all is going to be well. See, look at the star here. Pour into yourself, pour into the situation. There's a lot of hope and faith here. There was a lot of um how can I describe it? It's like, yeah, there's this, you're the star. You are meant to be going through this situation. You are made up of wonderful, wonderful elements. You are stardust, literally. And it's like you are the star seed. And I think sometimes it makes you feel very anxious to be in opposition. And I think that's kind of what happens sometimes. I think sometimes being the peacemaker means sometimes that you go through a lot of anxiety. And sometimes what is necessary is to take a leap of faith to say the conversations, have the strength in order to have the conversations, move away, not play that role in order for this to be possible. Okay, so that you don't need to have this mask up that nothing isn't phasing you and everything is fine and all is well and it's nothing but love, when you know that realistically, if you take off the mask of this confident or this peacemaker energy, you're drained and you're tired. With that Nine of Wands energy that came up, it's that kind of vibe of, I'm tired, I'm done, I've done so much, and now I'm tired. But then there is space for growth here. Okay. And I love the fact that there is hope and faith here. Okay. I do want to dig a little bit more deeper into this Fool energy. What is this leap that needs to be taken? What is this? What is this leap? Oh, here we go. What's that? And okay. Three of Cups. Yeah, I think it's, again, I think it's one of those ones where it's like, have courage to speak your truth. Have courage to let things go. Have courage and utilize the strength to turn up to the family event if that's what's in your heart to do. Celebrate one another. So this is Three of Cups. This is about celebration. So this could be birthday parties, this could be graduations, this could be births, this could be a marriage or whatever, some type of communion or some type of religious, um, you know. But I feel as though that there is this energy where it's like, just, I think there is something, I keep hearing that there's this space of, it's almost like, okay, I'm getting it now. For some of you, it's been a thing where you have manage to have this sort of Ten of Cups feeling, for those who are not really there really yet, this Ten of Cups feeling, because you haven't taken the leap of faith to speak your truth, yeah, and you have appeased someone else, so they don't really know your truth. You know, they haven't seen the part of you that you have been suppressing almost. And I feel as though if you are able to, be at a space where you can speak the truth and say, look, I'm not always happy with how things go. I'm not always, thrilled by the amount of conflict that transpires between us as a family. However, you know, tonight I just want to, show some love, and I would like for us to live in love, and for us to not bicker about things that don't matter. I want us to be in a different kind of space, you know. And then again, you got the Nine of Cups, and then there is wish fulfillment here. Cheers to how far we've come. Cheers to the weekend. Cheers to the new start. Cheers to having everything that we need. We've really worked through stuff. From the Three of Cups, working all our way up to the Nine. We've really, really worked hard. Those who had to leave had to leave. But there's no love lost. There is no gripe, because we all understand that everybody is on their own journey, and we can't go out of our way to force people to be as we want them to be. We have to allow people to grow, and those who are willing to stay will stay, and those who need to go can go, but you can go with love. There is a wish fulfillment that we have this Ten of Cups, those family who are estranged at the moment, they're welcome to come back. They're welcome to participate in love. They're welcome to come to the family functions if they so choose. And if they don't, then fair enough. But we've really worked through some stuff, and we've got to a stage where we feel so much more comfortable and confident about where we've been, and about where we are going. So there's some wonderful, wonderful energy here. Wonderful, wonderful energy. Okay. So I do want to look into this thinking man. Again, like I said at the top of this energy, it felt like, for top of this reading, felt like this thinking man was someone who had a lot of ideas, and maybe they were outspoken. And I think that's what caused a lot of rift. I think this person was causing some extra issues, only because they kept saying what was on their mind without people asking them. And it almost felt like people felt like they were being manipulated, or this person was trying to speech them. Somebody was trying to finesse the situation in order to bend people, places, and things to their will. And that's a part of some of this issue that I've got going on with this family. And it definitely feels like there is somewhere this person is the one who was bright enough and strong enough to walk away. And for those of you who have this person in your midst, this is someone who has kind of stirred up a little bit of stuff that hasn't been positive, or hasn't been supportive of what it is that you kind of wanted to do. So let's see this thinking man. What about this thinking man? Okay. The Emperor. Okay, so this is somebody who is very much, maybe could be the patriarch, could be the father, could be, the head of the family. This could be, an older brother. This could be someone who people listen to. This person wants order. They want things to go correctly. They want people to follow the rules. There are principles. There are ways in which we function as a family. There is a way in which we present ourselves to the world. There is a rule of thumb with this particular person, and I think if this person is indeed the thinking person who is the one who is giving advice and guidance towards this family scenario for the more positive, it could be that this person is the one who said, okay, so in order for things to be well, sometimes you need to go alone, or in order for things to go well, we need to have those real deep and meaningful conversations. We need to dig deep at the root of what's going on. The emperor is someone who likes to follow procedures and rules and understands how things are supposed to go. So there's a principle in the situation. So there is ways and means to deal with things. And I think this type of energy is definitely someone who, see again, the conversations, we've got the Five of Cups. Let's have those conversations. What has gone on? Why do you feel the way you feel? Let's deal with the fact that there are those who are brokenhearted, that feels left out, that feel a great sense of loss, you know. And again, this could even speak to maybe with this particular family, maybe the patriarch has passed away, or maybe this person is standing in the place of this authoritarian energy, and there is a loss here. There is, for some of you, that this feels like there's no direction with this person gone, or this person not around because they've left. They were in this Eight of Cups energy, and it was like, yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. And maybe that's kind of what's caused some of this pain. And also, what has, and maybe also, if this ain't the case for some of you, this energy is definitely about having those tough conversations, going through the healing together, and not brushing things under the carpet, not saying get over yourself, that happened years ago, but saying, okay, so yes, your emotions were still out, things happened, there were losses, but just turn around. It's not the end of the world. There's still healing to be had, there's still love to be had, there's still grace to be had here, and harmony in this situation, you know. And then look, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Cups. So there is an offer, there is an offer of love, there is an offer of reconciliation, there's an offer of togetherness. I feel this energy here. This offer is okay. So maybe even this person was the person who caused the issue. Maybe this is where this offer's coming, this offer of love, this offer of understanding of the feelings, going through the motions, allowing closure, or allowing someone to speak their truth. So I see that there's going to be definitely a shift in the energy. I see that there will be some um, level of support. What else is here? What else? Three of Pentacles. So again, there's going to be a need for coming together, working together. For some of you, you may end up, there might be a family business. You may end up working with one another, or this can talk about the issues and the things that you have come up with at work, or maybe you have this Emperor energy at work. Maybe this is someone you can confide in. Maybe this is someone who has given you another focus and another viewpoint, and another way of expelling energy, in a more positive way, collaborations, working together. And we also have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, and again, with the Four of Pentacles, it's like holding back. And I feel as though this energy of holding back, or hoarding, or giving not giving freely, I think it's because of this energy here. I think it's the loss. I've already spilt so much, I've already gone through so much, and I'm not willing to give in to anything. I'm not willing to give any more. I'm not willing to yeah, it's like holding on. I'm holding back almost, hoarding, not wanting to share in anything that's going to feel like there's any kind of diminishing energy. But again, we can see that there is movement here. There is movement happening. What's going on at the bottom of the deck here? And then we've got the Two of Cups. So there is an energy where there can be still partnerships, and there still can be love had, and there still can be, a lover's situation, a love through the family, platonic as well, at work. So I'm loving to see the Two of Cups here because this actually is potential, for the future, for this situation to be resolved, for again at the bottom of the deck, Two of Wands, for you to take a direction, any direction. So you can make a decision to move towards the family, or a situation where you need to walk away for a bit just to find who you are without all of the principles and all of the traditions and all of the stuff that may end up being things that no longer resonate with you no more, no longer sits well with you no more. Why the tower is here, what had to fall down, what had to break down, because there was a change in belief system, there was a change in principles, there was a change in viewpoint, and maybe this was just to do with, a change of location. This, for some of you, it is like, the loss of a home, the loss of a family home, or again, the loss of somebody who, because this is a sudden thing. This could be the loss of someone, something. It could be a loss of a job. It could be a loss of a foundation, the loss of the person who had the family home that everybody went to. And now this particular situation, or this particular home, or this structure no longer stands. How we lived before is no longer the case. So everybody had to sojourn and leave and find their own way, and in the midst of all of that, there was competition, there was conflict, there were difference of opinions, there were people not loving on one another. But again, for some groups, this me true word, for some groups, there's been a change for the positive, and they have indeed recognized that they can have a happy family. And maybe it might just mean that it's a small, in the small sense. So your own family, or maybe your, what they call that family, your nuclear family. So the ones, with your siblings and your nieces and nephews, and maybe your grandparents or whatever. It depends on how it's kind of, I mean, everyone's situation is different. Like I've said here, there's a couple of people who I'm speaking to that had to walk away, in order for them to work on themselves. And there's been some that I'm speaking to here that is yet to go through this, that is yet to stand up to their family, and to have let them know that they don't rock with how things have been going. They want to walk away. And for some of you, it's an energy where, again, it could be a loss. It could be a loss, a grief, situation that happened that didn't feel good, which has kind of made someone feel like they have to, um, keep all their cards to their chest. They don't trust don't trust the situation. However, they can decide to make a decision to take action towards, rebuilding. There is the Ten of Cups there, to rejoin the family or to sojourn on their own, but to find that inner peace, and again, some kind of truth being spoken, some type of, um, yeah, it's kind of like, for some of them, it's just like not wanting to deal with the petty, not wanting to deal with, the short, sharp remarks, But there is definitely an energy here where, for some of you, you are still working through this. For some of you, it is definitely around, really stepping into your strength, taking the leap of faith, talking to your spirit team, really working on your own mental and emotional fortitude at this time. Because I know sometimes stepping away from your family or stepping away from, you know, people who you feel comfortable with or the people you grew with, and to actually go on your own and to detach yourself, because there's an attachment to what it is that you want ultimately and what is actually facts and what it is that you've been doing all this time in order to have what you think you deserve, which is that happy family. But for some of you, you have been playing a role which has left you wanting, that has left you not been able to fully be who you are and always feeling as though you are attacked for your viewpoints. So there's a lot going on here. I will pick up some energy from the animal spirits here, get some advice, some words of encouragement, and some guidance regarding this message here. And again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I usually say that at the top of the reading, and I totally forgot. Okay. So we have Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Okay, so the abundant universe will provide. There's no need to be worried. Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. And again, this goes back to what I was saying before about those who feel like they want to turn up to the family functions. They would really love to do that, but there is an apprehension of the outcome. And again, if you are led to give and you are led to show love, then do that. Give with gratitude and grace, because that's what you felt to do within your heart, you know. So let's put that here. Okay, and we've got Badger Spirit, number 4. Be fearless and bold. And this is for those who, again, who are at that stage where they don't know what it would look like to be on their own completely, and they're frightened of doing that. And the Fox Spirit is here, is like, think on your feet. And sometimes these situations, these scenarios will come up where there is a ruffling of feathers, there is a shaking of the foundation, or even a breaking down of the foundation or the structure of how things go. And sometimes you're just going to have to think on your feet. Got number 34, Hummingbird Spirit, be here and now. So don't keep thinking about what's going to happen in the future and what has happened in the past. Kind of like stay present with what's actually happening now. And very lastly, we have number 56, Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. So this is where you stand on your own 2 feet. This is where you collaborate with those who you need to collaborate with to get things done. Okay, but make your dreams real by speaking them, acting as if, and you being the change that you want to see ultimately. Okay, my lovely. So that has been your reading. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but definitely show yourself and others some compassion at this time, because there is a lot of emotions at play, and there is a lot of energy that is being expelled at this time. Okay, big up yourselves, much love.